Spike's Car Radio starts now.
Oh Festivus, a holiday for the rest of us. Don't kill a tree or decorate, put up a pole, high strength to wait. Disappointments, don't be scared, be sure to get your grievances aired. Oh Festivus,
Remember.
oh Festivus, a holiday
This is Paul Westbrook
for the rest of us.
with a vocal by Mark Toussaint. A very nice Festivus song.
Did you
just find this on SoundCloud, or did you like pre-plan this?
This is something I saw on Instagram because there's a lot of Festivus chatter.
Awesome.
And it just sounds nice. I'll play it for you guys. You can't hear it right now. They don't have headphones on. But
Gift of time, oh
Send it to me on IG,
Festivus, oh
This is nice.
Festivus, a holiday for the rest.
welcome us. The Festivus is upon us. It feels like it was just yesterday. It was Festivus Zuckerman. This is real old man perspective. And now here we are again. It's Festivus again. Matt Farah's here.
Coming off the bench.
Matt Farah's drinking whiskey. Everybody's going to want to know what kind of whiskey, so just say it now.
Snipe Hunter whiskey, straight bourbon, barrel proof. And I brought it because I'm pretty sure Johnny gave me this bottle.
Wow.
And fuck him, he's not here. I'm a snipe hunter.
To snipe this bourbon. No, I
is a
actually
snipe?
didn't realize he wouldn't be here. I bought it so we could enjoy it together.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to tell you that.
That's okay.
But nice of you to show up. No, Johnny was invited to a Catholic wedding and said, my feat of strength is showing up to the church. And he took a picture of himself, a Jewish man in a Catholic church.
Do you
with
wear
his wife.
yarmulke?
Huh?
You wear
He doesn't
yarmulke
need
to
to.
church?
He does. His whole face is a Jew cap. It's just
He did not. Well, happy Festivus, everyone.
Happy Festivus.
We're very excited to do a show for you. We're going to talk about cars for a little bit, and then we have close to 200 grievances to air from our listeners.
I got one, too.
Okay, we'll get to it. I'm sure you do.
I have a grievance to air.
Good. Zuckerman is a living grievance.
yes.
He's going to have some. You know what? He's going to have some because we're smoking these delicious Cohiba cigars he gave
And
us.
I gave you, by
and
the
we're
way.
and we're blowing. I said that he gave us, and they're drifting towards him. And I can see the complaints. It's two different parts of your brain working against each other. One, I gave these guys. I like this delicious Cuban cigar,
and I hate them.
and I hate them. And the
So
guys.
really, we did you a favor.
Well, I hate all my friends. So this is just the way I was built.
That's a good name for like a 1 hour special on Netflix. I hate all my friends.
Keep that mic close to you, or I can
Is that
put it up
closer than this?
I
This
think
is
so. Yeah.
This thing is in my mouth.
Okay,
right
there
now.
you go.
Okay.
I'm just
Normally
adjusting
I'm
your
very loud and projecty, so
I'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you.
I've started wearing the headphones.
makes you a better producer, I think.
It took me 5 years, 5 years at least to get used to the headphones, and now I do it because there were too many microphone issues,
Sure.
and now I prefer it. But whenever I did radio before podcasting, I would never wear the cans. I didn't want to.
I wore them for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stopped because I know where my microphone needs to go.
Right,
and it's all
right.
my mic is set for me in my studio.
But look at how many times you and I have screwed up in your studio because I didn't wear the headphones that time.
That's a very good point.
We
It's a very
recorded
good
an
point.
entire podcast, Zuckerman, on an iPad.
On the
we
iPad
screwed up the
microphone.
audio.
Yeah, that was a straight up. I'll dive on that grenade. That was my bad.
That was fun.
Was
No,
my
no,
bad.
no. But you said, why don't you listen to it on the headphones? And I said, nah, we're good. So I own that piece of it. But the two,
True.
nobody,
My fact checker let me down on that one. Too.
nobody cared.
The only time I've been high in about 23 years is when I went to your studio. And
Back in the day.
back in the day,
Yeah.
and somehow I told a story about a lady's face getting attacked by a cat, and I was crying with hysterics, and then I got in the car and realized I was stoned out of my mind.
Yes.
From being in that room.
Yes.
I apologize.
I
I've not
enjoyed it.
smoked weed since August 4th, 2021.
Oh,
That's my last.
Congratulations.
My last weeds.
He says as he sips bourbon with a straw right out of the bottle.
and swallows gummy
This
soul.
very nice and probably very fancy glass you've got here.
Yeah,
Matches your home like perfectly. Did
It really
Yeah.
Did it come with
does.
the house? It probably did.
But it looks good. Here, hold up that glass. Let me get a nice picture. That looks delicious.
I don't
It's a
drink,
great-
but I want to have the house came with that bar.
Yeah, it's
from
beautiful.
59, so it's got to have the right glassware.
Does the audience know? And I don't mean like fancy, but like how nice your house is.
I think they see it on Instagram.
But they just see the stairs and the pool.
I
Have
post some
you done
pictures in my
inside?
stories, but
Your house is so fucking awesome. I love this.
I'm
house.
very lucky to be here.
So cool.
We call him what? Not the Lincoln lawyer. The what?
I am. What am I?
The bananas peel attorney.
Yes,
what was
I
your?
your number 2 is my number 1. Your shit is my bread and butter. This is.
But literally, so the Lincoln lawyer shoots 2 doors down.
Yeah, I drove by, looked over today. I'm so jealous of his doors.
And
The doors
here's
are
a
awesome.
lawyer. He doesn't live there. That's an actor.
I know. And he
fancy-
drives Lincolns.
And then you've got this guy who's got a Volkswagen that says attorney, who's a lawyer who lives in the neighborhood.
The Porsche practitioner.
Well, I'll tell you what.
the Porsche professor. We could do some work
Yes.
on this, Spike.
I met the people that own the Lincoln Lawyer house. I was walking the dog. I was walking Rufus, and I was up by their house, and they said hello, and I said, "You're the Lincoln Lawyer people." And then they got a sour look, like they're sick of hearing that shit. And they go, "What house are you in?" I go, "The Yellow Doors." They go, "Oh, you're the old Porsche guy."
Everyone's got a reputation in this hood.
Yeah.
Let's
That
get that
house is
Zuckerman.
small, but that house is cool too.
Yeah.
But your house is this is basically the stall house. Like pretty much. In all the ways that matter,
Yeah.
your house and the stall house are the same.
You're talking about the house Julia Schulman shot all those years ago?
Probably the most famous house in LA that's not the Playboy Mansion.
Yes.
Yeah. The one on the cliff.
Where there's that glass corner that the couple are sitting in, and Schulman takes that picture of it hanging over the valley or the city.
Yeah. It's people should check that out because
We'll
it's a really
we'll
famous.
have to post a picture of that for the podcast because that's a kind of arcane reference.
All right, it's an LA.
Can I
it's
do
an
the snoring
insider
right
LA
now? Can I
thing.
go?
Yeah, it's a snore. That's
Have
a
you guys
snore.
taken over for Johnny Lieberman?
So we can't go into like mid-century modern for 35 seconds.
We are going to have a new segment called "Shut Up, Lieberman."
We came up with it today on our mutual text thread. Zuckerman was writing me something, and Johnny weighed in where he shouldn't have, and I just wrote, "Shut up, Lieberman."
That's a new segment. Tell us a story,
actually-
Johnny, and then we yell "Shut
See
up."
how far he can get until he gets the hook.
How many words can he get out before we yell?
You were
"Shut
so
up"?
entertained by that. You were so it really made me laugh.
Fantastic. But anyway, I love being here.
Today on Shut Up, Lieberman.
Does he get so hurt by it?
He really doesn't. People get really sympathetic. They're like, Spike was really mean to him. Come on, guys. It's a show. We're having fun. We turn everything off and we're all laughing together. We talk to each other all day long, but
Every
we
show
annoy
needs
each other.
Needs a heel, right?
No, and he's not even that. He's our automotive journalist and we respect his opinion, but we all beat on each other.
Teasing is, that's
Teasing.
our way of affection.
Yes. But
I'm not
we-
going to say I love you,
But we love Johnny,
Thursday.
and we wish he was here for our big Festivus
I
show.
wish you were here to enjoy this snipe hunter with me, Johnny.
Anyway,
What is this snipe?
last week we
It's
talked
whatever
about.
this is.
Hold on, fellas. Last week we talked about the Sheffield All Sport. They launched a new model based on their original late '60s, '70s watch. Zuckerman, they sold out in about 30 minutes.
Wow, how many units?
I think at least 100.
Cool. Good
Went
for him.
right out the door.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable. And he gave each of us one. I'm sure we could get you one if you'd like one. It has
check
a
it out.
Seiko movement in it.
Love it. I'm sold already.
And
$180, I
it's
think.
$180.
Great.
And he immediately after the show, he goes, I'm done. All the watches are gone. He goes, I guess I'm in the watch business. The guy, Jay, who's a sweetheart and a Porsche guy, he's got a bunch of other, he goes, I have a bunch of other businesses. I really want to pay you back. I go, look, you're buying ads in the show. You give us watches. You don't owe us anything. We like your story. He goes, but I have 2 other companies. I go, well, that's fine. He goes, you can take whatever you like. And I go, I doubt it's what I need.
Coffins?
He goes, one of them's knee braces for like tennis. I go, I need that. He goes, the other one is mouth guards for sport. I go, oh my God.
This is perfect.
Jack is just asked me for mouth guards for lacrosse. What
You
is it?
just sold out Q1 ads.
And he said the name of the company was Shock Mouth or something. Jack goes, I love them. They're the greatest.
Jay is a genius.
Jay's a genius.
Those
right, this is
latest
awesome.
watches were so good. I reached out to him to get 2 more.
Oh, Did he have them? But they were out
He
of
was
stock.
fortunate. I got to him quickly, and maybe from his private stash, but he gave me 2 more.
Yeah. I managed to liberate one for Gianni Cabilio, who did a great job with Volkswagen Beetle auction on Bring a Trailer, which brought some 28.5.
That's solid.
That's 5 or 6 times what I paid
The
for
police
it.
car?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I probably driven 5 or 6 Beetles, not as many as other people, but
Yeah.
that was by far the best driving Beetle I'd ever driven.
And I've even sorted it past then. And it was bought by a friend of ours who was coming to the Malibu Kitchen Car Show during COVID. His name is Justin, I think. And the car is going to stay in California. And he told me, we've been emailing back and forth. The second he saw it, he's been dreaming of owning it. And now he owns
Live
it.
your
What a great
dream
story,
for
right?
$28.5 plus buyer's premium.
No, on Bring a Trailer, there isn't one. Is
Buyer
there?
pays premium.
yeah. All right, well-
5% up to $5K.
Well, I couldn't be happier that he's getting it, that he loved it from afar. He's going to use it, have fun, and,
Good for him. Great story.
We'll do our best
This is
to
a
keep
Christmas
it.
story.
There's a Festivus miracle.
Yes.
There it is. There's our Festivus miracle. And hopefully, if you guys, look, they're going to restock these watches. So Jay asked us to tell him you can go to our microsite, SheffieldWatches.com/Spike911 and check out the Sheffield All Sport model range. We were even chatting about maybe why don't we do something together? Why don't he and I design something together? I don't know. There's a lot going on in the watch world for us.
We could do the Blue Chew Sheffield watch, and you can time how long it takes.
So this is why. This is why.
It's a countdown.
Ding.
The 30-minute countdown, and it turns blue.
Yeah, there. That's really funny.
Not a bad
I've
idea.
been trying to. I've been trying to pitch a kitchen timer. It's a reverse chronograph with a 30-minute register. And I've been trying to get this made. I want my next watch release to be this kitchen timer. And
We're going to have a boner timer
and
before.
so I'll happily share the movements with you guys if you want to go in on an order.
Hey,
you
we got
can
some
just paint
movements.
the dials blue and have a motor timer.
Ferrison's shaking his head.
Pretty funny. I mean,
like-
that's a pretty funny bit.
3-year-olds.
I bet you would sell every single one of those watches. If you did a Blue Chew boner
Blue Chew.
timer,
Look, Blue Chew is
chronograph complication.
I don't want to keep talking about it because they're not paying for this right now.
Yeah, but that's hilarious.
They bought our entire next year. They want to put us in television ads of some kind. I still haven't seen the plan, but we're up for all of it. And yes, if there's a watch tie-in, we are self-described Blue Chew drug lords.
Well, they got the kind of scratch to fund the development of the boner countdown chronograph. And
I want to make it. Hey, Farah, you know how they've got like the birria stands and taco stands? I want to have the Blue Chew stand where I've got a big cauldron and a vat, and I'm stirring it with a paddle.
it's like a mole. It's just
Yeah, and then
always
it's just
going.
shooting out Blue Chews right at the corner.
Yes, until people start dying.
Oh, details.
Details. Anyway, Bring a Trailer and Randy Nonnenberg, thank you. It was really fun. And that was part 1. As promised, and these aren't up yet, but get ready. The Sheffield All Sport one-off collection of 4 watches with our faces on it. We should have made a 5th one with an empty face for Matt Farah because they forgot to make the Matt Farah. But the only collection of all 4 watches will be auctioned off for charity for healthcare for California, which is
On Bring a Trailer?
Initiative for free healthcare here in California, headed up by my wife, but I'm also a part of it. And it will be on Bring a Trailer.
That's fun.
Try to stay focused, Zuckerman. We're talking.
Yeah.
Bring a Trailer is doing the auction, and it's a 501c, so you're going to get a big tax
C3.
deduction. And guess what? You're going to get a free ad on the show worth $4,000. So
more.
we want one of our big fans to bid on that and get the tax deduction, and we'll make a big deal out of it for you, and it's for a good cause. That should be up. It could be up right now. It may be up a few days later. Keep an eye on my Instagram for that.
I'm personally a little insulted I didn't make the lineup, but it's okay.
I reached out to Sheffield, and he said something to the effect of, he goes, oh my God, I'm really sorry.
I'm just kidding.
But the manufacturer said we don't want to make any more face watches. I go, but could you just make one, Matt Farah?
The manufacturer said, "Have you seen the size of that guy's head?"
And Jay, he's so good to us, and I was like, all right, I don't want to get you in trouble with whoever's making these watches in China or wherever they're put together. I don't even know if it's China, the U.S. I don't know. I know this Japanese movement, whatever. They said, please don't make us do that again.
Really?
Because they had just done the 4 for charity.
Yeah, they go, we can't make one. We can make 1 million of anything. We can't make one of anything. I get it.
But we did get you onto the poster, remember?
I know. And I'm kidding. I'm not mad. I'm definitely the fifth man anyway. I'm not a part of the show. I'm just happy to be here sometimes.
You're very busy. You're welcome anytime.
Too busy to be on watch.
The very first time it came across, I said, "Where's the Matt Farah?" Because it's not a complete.
My face is on a sticker. It was on the poster.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
we have bad luck faces in China. The Chinese workers went on strike. We don't want to do those faces.
Wait, hold up.
Let's get in. I'm going to send a Rolex to the dial artist in England. Have him paint my face on a Rolex.
Look, I'm wearing I'm wearing my own shirt as a joke tonight because it's Festivus, and I'm going to take a picture with the cigar, like the picture. Mm-hmm. But after that, this shirt goes in the trash. I don't know how to wear my own watch, so I'm happy a fan will get it in the full set, and it's in a nice leather collectible display case. It's perfect. You're gonna love it. Whoever our number one fan is that wants a tax deduction.
And an ad.
Worth
$10,000.
And a happy wife for Spike who might reciprocate. Then let's do it.
Right.
Okay, what else? Okay, quickly, Matt. I don't want to belabor this, but Camisa puts out a Cybertruck video.
Do we have to talk about this? Okay,
you put it out to the world, and now we all have to. I have to ask you about it, but you don't have to feel bad about it. But would just take us through what happened. And by the way, I didn't watch Jason Camisa's video. Did he like the Cybertruck?
Yeah,
he likes it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I made an error in judgment, and those errors in judgment were I did not have access to a vehicle. All I had was, my friend's video of this vehicle, and I wasn't really thinking, and I talked on the podcast
about the car or his video?
No, about his video.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like I shouldn't say anything about anybody's video ever, but
right.
I had some thoughts about what he said on the video.
Yes. That
I didn't agree with.
Right.
And I made a sort of critique of his video.
Right.
I should have done that because it was rude to do it without calling him first. Mm-hmm. I should have just I have his phone number. I should have just called him. He's my friend.
Right. You did end up calling him because he then posted.
Yeah, because he got mad. Yeah.
He said you called him at 4 a.m.
My time. I didn't wake him up at 4 a.m. I was in Finland and I was woken up at 4 a.m.
Yes. Right.
And I called him 4 a.m.
To call him to say you were
that
sorry.
I was sorry.
Yeah.
About it. Well, I shouldn't have made it.
Right.
If I have thoughts on a car, then I should share the thoughts on a car. I don't need to make, and I didn't think I was making a thing of it at the time. In hindsight, I was, and it got out of hand.
Right.
But
did you guys do a show together after that?
Yes, we recorded it yesterday, and the patrons can get it now, and it's going up on Tuesday. So.
And how did it go?
Well, it went well.
It wasn't heated. There were no fisticuffs.
No, and we disagreed on some things, and I let him. I owed it to him to let him speak his piece, and he said that I got some factual things wrong, and I offered him the opportunity to correct those things if I was wrong. And the most important thing is that, I did something rude to a friend, and I felt bad about that, and I apologized for it, both privately to him on the phone and publicly on the show. And, we had a great 2.5-hour podcast. I don't know, when is this going up?
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, so it'll be up on my channels by the time this goes up, and we talked about it, and we have some differences. I did get a couple of facts wrong, and I welcome the correction. And I think we had a great 2.5-hour chat, and we're definitely not beefing or anything like that. We're friends.
Cybertruck, thumbs up, thumbs down, just quickly.
I mean, look, without driving it,
it's hard to say.
Obviously,
right?
I'm not a fan of how it looks, and I don't think it's good for society.
So I was at Milo and Olive. Once a week, we go there for a little burrata with our friend James, our Suron rider, who's sitting inside Zuckerman's house over there. And as we were sitting out front, suddenly people all the people waiting to get in were like, "Oh my God, look!"
Yeah.
It was a black Cybertruck, and I texted a guy I know named Franz von Holzhausen, and I said, "Is that you?" And he says, "Yes, it's me." And the people who looked at this thing it was like they had seen Santa for the first time.
Yeah,
they were so excited to see this thing on the road. And they were all talking about it, and one guy goes, "I don't even know what that is." I go, "Well, that's the Cybertruck. It's being driven, I think, by the guy who designed it, Franz von Holzhausen, and I'll confirm that in a second." And he texted back right away. He goes, "Yeah, it's me. Where are you guys?" And then I had to pick up my food, and then as I'm driving home at a red light, I look at my text, and Franz goes, "It's really crazy, man." Because I said, "Congrats, people are just losing their minds on the sidewalk when they see this thing." He goes, "Yeah, people are following me home right now. I'm trying to lose them before I get to the house. People are following me."
Yeah.
Matt, do you think
so on that level?
He signed up for being famous, bro.
Yeah.
No, but on that level, that car is a star at least.
Well, it's weird. It's a novel. It's the first. That's the first one people have seen, and it looks.
But that's
weird
a success, at least from a design standpoint.
People get used to everything when you build
they
it
will,
enough volume.
But it's a disrupt right now today.
Remember when the Hummer H2 came out and everyone went crazy, and then within 6 months they realized how stupid the vehicle was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It could be that trajectory.
Uh-oh. Okay, the ash just fell.
Look, I don't.
It's on
What
the
do you want
seat.
me to do? What do you
Blow
want
it
me to
off. I told you, don't smear it, blow it.
It's good life advice too.
blow?
Not just with cigar.
With your
ads.
mouth. How do you blow?
I
There.
can't blow in that
Somebody
direction.
make a "Don't Smear It, Blow It" Zuckerman T-shirt, please.
God. You would think
Oh,
he'd
there it
have
goes.
blown ashes.
It's gone into the wind.
Yeah, look at him. And then he used his hand to smear it and just to leave it.
He
just
got
to
mad
leave
when
it
I killed a moth a mosquito. He goes, "Not on the wall." I go, "You know what that mosquito's going to do to your blood?"
There's corpses in here, mosquito
He took his
corpses.
greasy fingers. and just
Anyway, I
whacked them
can't.
on the wall.
I can't wait
Get
to.
me a magic eraser.
I can't wait to drive this thing. I mean, it's had a lot of bad press when it was on the hill there with the Christmas tree, and it couldn't get out of the dirt, and it had to be pulled out by a
Those
Ford.
Christmas tree videos are a bad look anyway. They stink.
Yeah,
What you
yeah.
get for making one.
Yep.
Well said.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
That's good. You're right.
Yeah, they stink. Look, if someone likes the styling of it.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't care. That people can have their own
It
aesthetic.
looks
choice.
gigantic, though. It really looked gigantic.
It is gigantic, and it's heavy, and I think I have concerns about what happens if you hit a pedestrian with one. I have concerns about whether or not to trust
Slice and dice those corners.
steering by wire.
Yeah.
There's no mechanical connection between the steering wheel and.
Well, that's a lot of cars, though, isn't it?
No, it's the only one.
What do you mean?
It's the only car without a steering shaft and column. It's the only car that is fully steered by wire.
No. How can that be?
I hear the angels sing and the cash bells ring.
Zuckerman's getting a new jet when this thing
I'm getting
fails.
$1 billion fucking dollars.
It's
Gonna
the
fill my
first car to
swimming
ever
pool
not
with
have a
money.
steering shaft. Yes, that's true.
Yep.
So what am I thinking of? Maybe
Infinity a few years ago did a steer by wire.
accelerators and gas pedals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gas pedals.
Brake by
They do.
wire and throttle by wire. Yes.
Very common.
Brake has a manual backup because fucking of course it does.
Yeah.
But this is the first car with full steer by wire. No connection at all to the steering wheel, between the steering wheel and the
Yeah,
I don't love it either. I don't love it either.
What could happen? It's kind of like the arrogance of the Hindenburg. Nothing's going to happen. What could happen?
Nothing could happen.
Nothing could happen.
Well, let's reserve judgment until we drive it.
But yeah, let's reserve judgment until we lose steering at 80
Oh,
miles.
the humanity.
No accidents happen.
And millions are made.
You signed the waiver.
Look, but you and I can both agree on one thing: we both do not like Elon Musk at this point, and
No, it's good. I mean, good guy, really. Just the best of
Oh,
intentions.
so you
with
like
every-
him now?
No.
You've changed your mind.
Not at
That's an
all.
interesting switch. Let's talk about
I really
Hero
like
Bread.
his grandfather, who moved to South Africa during apartheid because he loved apartheid so much.
The
That's
same reason people are coming
that's
to the United
best.
States right now. What is your ready-to-go guilty pleasure over the holidays that you don't eat as often as you want and attempt to consume fewer calories? I'll tell you what it is. Hero Bread. 0 to 1 grams of net carbs, 0% sugar, High in fiber, contains fewer calories, more protein per serving than the conventional version of the same baked goods. Hero Bread products are delicious, flavorful, offering the fluffy, soft experience that you love when enjoying a refreshing BLT savory breakfast burrito or mouth-watering cheeseburger. We should give Hero Bread to your dog.
Cheeseburgers.
So we could bite on it and chew on it. I, as you know, eat all of the tortillas nonstop now. And look at me, I'm thin as a rail. Thanks to Hero Bread. Hero Bread is offering you guys, the listeners, 10% off your first order. Going to Spike Car Radio listeners only. Go to hero.co and use code SPIKE911 at the checkout. That's hero.co. Use code SPIKE911 at checkout to get 10% off your first order. That's SPIKE 911 at hero.co. They come in a big box. It's fun. I love opening it up. Tons of bread, knives, all sorts of things. Don't buy it at the store anymore. Order it through this site, even though you can get it on Amazon, Erewhon, and a bunch of other retailers. Hero Bread is only to be ordered like Blue Chew.
Is Amazon
Right here.
the inverse of Erewhon?
It could be.
Erewhon is like bizarro Amazon.
Yeah.
Like every possible aspect of it is exactly the opposite.
Yes. I like Amazon.
Except the money making.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. Their berries are like $18
That's what I'm
over there.
saying.
Somebody's making some money over there.
All right, some quick things before we get to our grievances in this show. I'm sure everybody sent this to you, Zuckerman. Drunk Florida man sexually molests manatee statue while throwing alligator nuggets.
You know, can I tell you about the crucial word of that title? That headline has one crucial word. Statue. You take that word away, and this is a really fucked up story,
Yeah.
and
No,
you put that word back in, and it's hilarious.
We like any time a man sexually molests things that aren't people, so people aren't hurt.
Or animals, endangered species.
And there's been a lot of it. There was a guy who took a dump on a possum. There was, I don't even want to get into the rest of them. Now there's a guy, Anthony Michael Lessa, is joining our group of freaks.
We have a green room, Farah. We have a green room.
He's on
with-
the fifth watch.
Yeah. And he's going to join Radamak and Blake Slade.
Yes, it's
and
only for the worst of the worst.
the lawyer who crapped in the Pringles can and threw it at the Haven of Hope woman's shelter. Here's your hope.
They are all our pets.
Yeah.
And now
Like a wall of honor for that.
Yes.
Right?
a wall of honor, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have some applause. Oh, wait, that was the laughter. Here it is. Applause for Anthony Michael Lessa. Patrons witnessed the 23-year-old disturbing a scene at Rick's Reef, the local seafood restaurant.
Oh, poor Rick.
Making chowder.
Lessa was allegedly throwing gator nuggets instead of eating them that he had in his pocket. When he was confronted by restaurant employees, Lessa became belligerent and began performing sexual acts on a manatee statue. He is the newest member of our room of freaks. What do we call this room? The green room of freaks. What-
Yes. So I agree. They were all waiting to come on the show. If anyone has connections.
Oh, stop with your if anyone, please.
I wonder what the Yelp reviews were like for Rick's Reef that day.
Look, the second,
Good.
I don't know about
If you brought your kids there on vacation, they would be remembering till the day they died. They would be
Mommy,
the.
let's go back to Fort Lauderdale.
So this is, oh, by the way, right near Clearwater, Porsche again, St. Petersburg. It's right next door.
Mike, what's going on
What's
there?
going on at Clearwater, Porsche? What's happening? But the second, I don't know about you, Zucker. The second I saw Rick's Reef, I was like, I'd like to go there. That seems like
Rick's
a place
Reef
I would.
sounds good.
It sounds good.
They've got the family section and the nudie bar section because that's Florida.
You could still smoke cigs indoors.
Yes.
If I'm down, and I will be down at some point visiting Clearwater, Porsche, I'm going to Rick's Reef.
Now,
It sounds great.
okay.
I was in
my
Florida
question
last
is,
week.
Yes.
It did not disappoint
Go.
in any
my
way.
question is, the crocodile nuggets are for crocodiles, or that's a food? they
No,
serve?
you can eat alligator.
Yeah, you ever
can
had
eat
alligator?
Okay.
An alligator nugget is pretty decent.
These aren't like doggy treats. These are something you eat.
No, if you want to eat alligator, you really got to fry it because it's not great. But as a nugget, it's basically a chicken nugget. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what they say.
I was in Florida last week and we went iguana hunting. It's a thing you can do in Florida. And because you hunt them with air guns, you can do it anywhere in the city limits. So we were literally urban hunting iguanas.
That's fun.
I got 12.
And do they die when you eat them?
Yeah.
And why would you kill iguanas?
Because
nice.
they're incredibly invasive and are overrunning Florida.
Oh, I see. The state wants them gone.
Every female iguana can make 50 more iguanas per year.
Where is this? What town?
This was in Delray Beach is where we did it.
Oh yeah, no, this is where my wife's family is. They're all down there.
Yeah, we did it off a skiff in the canal. It was gnarly.
Everything I hear about this part of Florida makes me want to live there.
Yes, it's
Rick's
perfect.
Reef, blow darts with iguanas. That sounds fun.
No, not blow darts, pellet guns.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Iguana safari tours on Instagram. Shout out to him, my boy Marty.
If anybody knows the iguanas, shut up, Zuckerman. Here's your next.
We're turning one into a watch strap. That's what's up. Throw it on that Sheffield fire.
He's getting drunk.
I want to get a Gatling gun, a Gatling air gun.
These things are great. You fill them up with scuba tanks, and you don't have to pump them anymore.
All right, we got to keep going. We got to keep going.
Looks like a Winchester.
Zuckerman, I have one more Christmas present story for you.
Thank you.
Hanukkah present, whatever you celebrate. Festivus present. Gunfire erupts at Golden Shower. Charges filed following $300 Days Inn encounter. Everything about this story you're going to love.
Wait.
Got
Do we
everything
find
I
out
like.
what the golden shower is? It someone peeing on someone?
I'm going to read the story.
Oh,
Here we
okay,
go.
all right.
This is just the way it's written. Apparently, this gentleman gave this woman $300 for her to urinate on him in the bathroom of a Days Inn across from the Ryder rental office in York, Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
But while the pay-for-spray arrangement appears to have gone as planned in room 140, so keep that in mind if you're using room 140.
We'll soon be podcasting from there.
Here are your keys. Wait, this is room 140.
Smells funny in here.
Smells funny in here. No, that took place in the tub.
Holy shit.
A 66 listen to this. A 66-year-old man who paid the female fired a shot at the woman afterwards into her Nissan Rogue as she drove away. The gunman, David Martin Butts. There's
The layers to this.
Mr. Butts.
Mr. Butts, welcome to our green room. Apparently believed that Brittany Aboseed had swiped his wallet while finishing urinating on him while he laid in the tub.
Wow. She was like
Hell of a
luxuriating in the tub.
Apparently, this woman did not. This poor woman who's paid to do these things to this idiot. Anyway, she was parked outside and was eating potato chips when Butts confronted her and fired a bullet into her Nissan Rogue. She wasn't hit, luckily. She says Butts claimed Bode may have been reaching for a weapon while inside her car.
Chips.
She was eating potato chips. Cops recovered a 9mm casing. Blah, blah, blah. Butts was charged with multiple accounts of assault, reckless endangerment, patronizing a prostitute, and is free on $75,000 bail. Currently making his family very, very happy with his Christmas treat they've given him. The woman, who's worked as an escort or sex worker for more than a decade, it was discovered received a $16,000 paycheck protection program loan in 2021 when she listed her industry in federal records as independent artists, writers, and performers.
Yes.
Oh, way to go. Everyone's a winner here.
What a Christmas story that is.
What outlet is that from?
And our Pennsylvania listeners will know that Brittany was probably eating Utz potato chips after she peed on Mr. Butts. Utz and Butts.
That is insanity.
That could be a good secondary title for our Festivus show.
Yes.
Utz and Butts. Utz and Butts. All right, I'm
about Butts making his family happy on Christmas is printed in the story.
No, I added that.
Okay.
Well,
you were looking at the page the whole time, so I couldn't tell
No,
what you
idiot
were
men.
reading.
Idiot men who just do dumb crap like this and don't think about their families.
No,
And then their family has to read that?
I just didn't know if that was actually written in the article.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm adding that. I should write the news.
Mr. Butts, if you're listening,
it would be amazing.
if you're listening, Mr. Butts, just pee on yourself in the shower.
Mr. Butts, I don't know if you know what Pornhub is, but life is a lot easier if you just use it. Just use it.
Loose ends. Loose ends.
Just it's made for that. We always talk about before sex guy and after sex guy. Before sex guy, don't listen to his ideas. They're very bad. They're very dirty. They're going to get you into trouble. Listen to after sex guy.
Well, Mr. Butts had an after sex experience that was a little out there. Can you imagine what his before sex ideas were?
Wow.
It's not good. The Days Inn.
104.
Across from the rider, though.
Across from the rider rental.
You could have, instead of having that woman pee on you, could have rented a truck and had all kinds of fun.
Oh, man.
$300 in Pennsylvania. That's a lot of dough.
It's worth shooting somebody over.
You know what, Mr. Butts, you need? AG1. Taking care of your health isn't as easy as having a prostitute pee on you in a tub. That's why for the last few years, instead of doing that, Mr. Butts, I take AG1 every day, no exceptions. And guess what? I have not been arrested for having prostitutes urinate on me in a Days Inn. All I take instead is 1 scoop mixed with water once a day. It makes me feel great. Way better than being urinated on in a tub at the Days Inn across from a rental joint that has U-Hauls.
Riders.
That's because every serving of AG1 delivers my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more importantly, powerful, healthy habit that also is powerfully simple. That's right.
Holy shit, that's the best ad read of all time.
It is.
That's like an ad from the movie Crazy People. You remember that Dudley Moore joint? That is a Crazy People ad. That's amazing.
And if there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1. And that's why I partnered with them for so long. And we're partnering with them next year, too. We love them. So if you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/spike911. That's drinkag1.com/spike911. Check it out. And there you go, AG1, our
In case
biggest
you're
sponsor.
wondering why you listen to podcasts instead of FM radio, it's for ad reads like that.
You know what they tell us? Our ad reads are up there with the most engaged ad reads because our listeners are fantastic. They go to the micro sites and they buy the products. We only accept sponsors that we really love. A lot of them are big Porsche fans, but we also like them to let us do whatever we want with our ads because they're funny, and I think people respond to that.
It's a good strategy.
Who wants to hear me read an ad straight?
I mean,
why not? I mean, we had a mattress sponsor or a sheet sponsor last week, and we said they're perfect for your Hitler's penis. God
damn it.
And then they said they sent me the wrong color sheets. They were gray. And then Johnny said, just like Hitler's penis. And I said, yes. They have not re-upped Miracle sheets, but
we can still advertise for that.
That was a one and done, but don't worry about that.
But Mr. Butts and his penchant for
Let
having.
me know if AG1 calls you for next week.
AG1 loves us. They love us, and we love them. And we use the product, and we sell it all around Brentwood. Anyway, let's get it to our Festivus grievances. I think first we'll start with you guys. Festivus, we have the aluminum pole. We have feats of strength. As I said to Matt, he said, I don't have a feat of strength. I said, just showing up for this crap is a feat of strength. So there it is.
I parallel parked a Raptor R yesterday. That's
that's what you drove tonight, right?
Yeah, the filthy truck outside.
Why is it so filthy?
Because I went to the desert all day today and
you
beat
did?
the shit out of it.
And you made a video?
Yeah.
For what?
For the smoking tire.
Oh, for the smoking tire. And? I mean, I'm getting a Bronco, and I saw that Bronco Raptor.
That's awesome.
It did catch my attention.
Yeah, the Bronco. I prefer the Bronco Raptor to the F-150 Raptor, which is what I'm driving today.
Why?
It's smaller. It has all the same capability fundamentally, but it's just in a smaller, much more usable package. I mean, if you need a truck to tow shit, like great.
I'm a big Raptor fan. I mean, I love those trucks.
It is the worst urban vehicle imaginable, but if you're out in the desert, it's a good. It's a good time. Yeah.
I just like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. I remember driving it and thinking, this is great.
Well, this is the R. Did you get the R?
No.
The R has the GT5.
I drove one of the first versions way back when on Car Matchmaker. I haven't driven it since.
So this is the new one. It's the Raptor R. So the regular Raptor has the twin turbo V6, the EcoBoost, 450 horsepower. The Raptor R has the Shelby GT500 engine, 700 horsepower, supercharged V8. So it's 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds.
Wow.
And it weighs
6,000 pounds?
6,100 pounds.
Wow.
And you can
Wow.
take it off sweet jumps and drift it and stuff and do all kinds of fun
That's
things.
what we did. Yeah.
It's very silly, but it is very fun in the right circumstance.
Well, sounds Baja 1000 race
That's what
ready.
it is. That's what it is.
Like a trophy truck.
It's like a trophy truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's I've had it for a week. I've averaged 7.4 miles per gallon.
Oh my God!
See, I tried to blow it that way, and it blew right at you.
Yes,
There's
you
nothing I
waited
could
for
do.
the wind to do that.
I'm waiting
You did,
for the
yes.
wind. That's what I'm doing?
Yes, that's what you're doing.
Anyway, how did that dump truck have to do with Festivus? How did you get into that?
I don't know. You said you had a complaint, and then you brought up the
No,
truck.
it was that. I don't have a complaint about it. I mean, it's
So
It
anyway,
was a feat of strength, parallel parking.
parallel
That's
parking
how,
it. That's
Yes.
how we
we
got
got into
strength.
it.
Right. Yes, that was very
in
difficult.
Festivus, I have a bunch of problems with you people. I don't know the quote. And now you're going to hear about it. And that's right. That's what this holiday is all about. So the listeners have put together, I think, 200 or so complaints. But before we get to those, why don't you, whoever wants to go first, go
Matt,
ahead.
go ahead.
What's your big grievance?
I got a little problem.
Okay.
Has to do with the city that I operate in
Okay.
and my business. And in my city, to have an event, Cars and Coffee, I need a permit. Even though it's completely on private property, even though it's
All right.
a bunch of people standing around drinking coffee. That's it.
This is a national problem.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
even
it's-
with permits, people are shutting down cars and coffees all over the place.
So it's very, very annoying. It's much more annoying than I thought it would be given what we're trying to do.
right.
And okay, need a permit, and I got in touch with my council person, went to the city's office, no problem, fill out this form. You need to submit A, B, and C documents. You have to name the city as additional insured on your
for fuck's
insurance
sakes.
policy, which was just an email. No, that's fine. And you have to pay what, in my opinion, is quite a high fee.
$1,000, right?
That's $560
Still.
which is for some
Yeah.
paperwork a lot. So okay, no problem. Pay the fee, submit the paperwork. We'll be in touch. 2 police officers come and inspect my property to look at the site plan I
How
submitted.
much time is this taking?
I don't know, but I assure you it doesn't do anything. I mean, for an event of a certain size, I completely understand.
Right.
You're shutting down roads or having a carnival or something huge. Like, all right, yeah, I get it. But like for a little thing happening on private property. And, but the cops come, okay, this looks good. Everything looks good. No problem. You're looking good. Thursday night, about 5 minutes before the office closes, I get an email. Your permit's been denied. And it's been denied for a reason that I was not told I needed. I was told I needed written permission from my neighbors, which no one ever said that I needed that. But
What a bullshit.
yeah, but
what
it was
a
denied.
bullshit denial.
And I went to I go, okay, I just got back from Finland where I was all week. I got back at midnight. And what time does the office open? Open 7 a.m. the next morning. I got up at 6 after flying 28 hours home from Finland. Got on a motorcycle, rode down there. I was there 10 minutes before they opened. I sat there for 45 minutes. They didn't open. I went to the main receptionist who said they're closed every other Friday, which
come
is
on.
not published on their website or on Google Maps. So the event was supposed to be Sunday, so we had to move it off-site to a different venue, and they denied the permit at exactly the moment where I wouldn't even have the ability to speak to somebody
Right.
until after the event day
Wow.
had passed.
So there you go.
And they
Dicks.
kept my $550.
Yes.
I don't get that back. That's an application.
So your
fee,
grievance
not a
is
permit
with-
fee. The city.
Of
Which city?
L.A.
I don't really want to say because I don't want retribution. But it's
Oh, they're not
it's
listening.
It's Gardena.
The city of Gardena.
Gardena cares about this?
I can't
They got more
believe it.
massage parlors than anywhere.
Yeah.
They got a massage parlor at every
Right.
block.
And
Of
And I've been down to his place. Well, it's completely in the middle of nowhere. It's an industrial part. It's perfect for us.
There is nobody.
This-
There's
Sure.
nobody there. If you don't want them there, it's not Malibu. It's not a turn. It's like a perfect place.
It's the
What
middle
the hell?
of nowhere. Yeah.
Let
It's going to
them
be
go
too
there.
loud for our massage parlors to be
There's no-
functional.
All right,
For like
Zuckerman.
a
What is your
quarter mile.
grievance?
All right.
What is your
I got
grievance?
a couple, but I'm going to start with what I call line humpers.
Okay.
Okay, line humpers. It's when you're online, say at the coffee shop, and the line's 20 minutes long, and you're waiting, and then the person finally gets up there, and without any consideration for the people behind, just starts asking questions. Doesn't know what they want. They've had 20 minutes to decide.
Yes.
And then they want to ask how something's made. They want to get something. Oh, I'll go check in the kitchen. They don't have any consideration for anyone behind them. And it happened again today. I'm at Whole Foods, and there's a couple with their dumb kid in a baby carriage. And they're holding the cashier hostage to tell the cashier all about their imbecile child in the baby carriage.
And you just want to eat.
I just want to get the fuck out of there. And I don't want to hear about this child. And these people are acting like they did something special. There's 8 billion people in the world. This is not a special event that you two ugly people had a child. Be considerate of the people behind you.
But how dumb do you have to be not to look behind you and go, everybody's waiting. Why don't I be quick here so that everybody can eat?
Yeah,
right?
so line humpers.
You call them line humpers?
Yeah,
See, I thought
they're fucking me. I don't.
They're humping you. Here's what I consider a line humper, though. When you're waiting in line, especially at the grocery store to pay, someone keeps pushing the line forward by getting closer to you.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing, too. Those are humpers also.
That's a line hump.
That's
they're humping you to move you forward, but you're not going in.
Yeah, line humpers. Well, I felt like I was getting humped.
There's a similar thing with cars where it's where people don't. When it's a lot of traffic,
they
and
don't
only
go through
5
the yellow.
or 6 cars are getting through a light.
Yeah,
and they're
Washington and La Brea.
They just leave that gap.
Those are
and
line
they don't
humpers
realize
too.
that they could get 3 more cars through that light.
Okay, what's your next grievance?
This is quick. Fake handicap placard people.
Oh yeah,
those
they are the
Beverly
worst.
Hills motherfuckers. They got to get there.
Oh, we have them too. It's not just Beverly Hills.
I hope all of those people are struck down with something crippling. And the last grievance I have.
Yes.
PP people. People who, you got a toilet bowl. I could stick your whole head and shoulders in the toilet bowl. Why can't you get your stream of urine in there?
This, I think, is uniquely American. I don't know if you've flown on a flight that's a foreign airline with mostly other people from other countries.
Right, they get the piss in there.
They stay in their seats. They don't drink and eat the whole flight. They're quiet, they're polite, and the bathrooms are clean.
Yes.
I flew, I think, Lufthansa to Germany once, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The thing was full. It was the nicest flight in the world, and I was in the back of the plane.
The German international carriers, they're what's up.
Air
France, too. It's excellent.
Yeah, then get on a flight to Las Vegas and see what's happening. It's just like on the walls. Wow, we're out of control. Woohoo!
Yeah. Or you go in a restaurant. The restaurant opens at 8:45. I go to wash my hands after eating, and it's like 100 people at Dodger Stadium that are drunk, that have drank 64-ounce beers, have pissed everywhere. Paper towels everywhere. I'm sick of being
It's men.
people's
It's not
filth.
women. It's men.
Look, in the last 5 days, I've taken 8 flights.
Yes.
6 of them were in Europe. And let me tell you something. A European airport bathroom is basically like the Waldorf Astoria.
Yes.
There is no greater joy than taking a nice dump in a European airport bathroom. Spectacular situation. Seriously.
But you go to JFK, and it's worse than Gitmo.
Well, there you go.
Helsinki, surprisingly nice airport.
I got to think of a grievance. I don't really have a grievance right now.
Your wonky knees?
Huh? No, I'm really happy. I played tennis today. It was sunny.
Melting neck?
Melty neck? No, it was Charlie Sheen talked about getting neck surgery. I sent it to you because I had wrinkles on my neck and it was distracting. And I went, "Wow, that's a really good way of looking at it. It's distracting."
To who?
To anybody who's looking at you. It's distracting. And then he got his neck tightened up, and I was like, maybe I'll do that.
Whatever your neck is not distracting
I don't
to
think
me.
your neck
Look,
is distracting.
anything Charlie Sheen does.
It's good for you.
It's good for me.
Okay.
No, I did the video, the GT4 RS video. I drove the car tonight, and I did the video with Leno. And one of the first comments was "melty neck." What's up with his melty neck? And it's just
That's
like
really
as if I didn't know it.
Funny and mean, and
It was funny and it was mean.
I sympathize with you. I got called fat 100 times a day for 15 years.
I should be used to it at this point. It's been going on ever since I poked my face into a camera for decades. But
melty neck is kind of a funny phrase, even if it's.
But I thought I
Yeah.
was the only one who had noticed it. But no, now it's a distraction.
There's one other guy. One other guy noticed you.
And now that I'm talking about it here, of
The
course,
third law of
We're
the
all looking at
internet
his-
is
don't look at his
someone
thing.
will notice everything you hate about yourself.
I think it's okay because I'm getting old. I'm 59 for heaven's sakes, and I think I'm doing all right. It's gonna get worse than melty neck.
For 59,
Yeah.
just say, a century ago, you would look 26.
That's right.
You know?
And I don't
So
even
true.
care about that. I'm done. I'm married. I have kids. I have you guys.
Tapped
That's
out.
it. Why do I have to look good? I'll tell you why. Because of our next sponsor, AeroPress. AeroPress. Let's get AeroPress done, and then we'll do listener complaints and grudges. Does that sound good? And that'll be a show.
AeroPress is the best coffee maker
AeroPress.
ever.
We're not going to go through the ad. We were handed the wrong call to action last week.
Were we?
So we have to do a make good with them, which isn't hard because tonight I pulled up in the GT4 RS with my son James. We opened the door, and Matt Farah was speechifying about the AeroPress to Zuckerman
I
in the
was teaching
kitchen.
him how to use it
He was-
because it showed up.
He was teaching him how to use it.
And you know what?
And so
Farah's
so
a
they
really good teacher.
So you got delivered an AeroPress.
Yes, I did.
And
I
Matt
found it on his porch.
and you know about it. Oh
yeah.
Matt's a good guest. He comes here first. He goes, "Did you know your garage was open?" No, Grandpa didn't know his garage door was
Right.
open. And then he says, "Do you know you got a box over here?" No, I don't know.
So how do you know about AeroPress?
I've been using the AeroPress since 2012. So I went to Panama, the country,
right.
not Florida, and that's where the Esmeralda Geisha is. It's the most expensive coffee in the world. It's more expensive than the monkey shit coffee. It's amazing.
It's
Right.
Civet.
Really,
The Civets. It's
Yeah,
a cat,
yeah,
right?
whatever.
Civic cat.
whatever the fuck.
monkey beans.
Don't believe it's a
Whatever
monkey
it
bean. I don't believe it's a monkey
It's a
bean.
monkey
But go
beans
ahead.
for
Got
you.
it. So it's a very small batch. It's grown in these mountains. Anyway, we go to the place that serves it in Panama City.
Right.
And my friend Thaddeus was like, "This is the place. We have to go to the place. Like we're here for this." And it's this tiny little coffee shop, and this is where they serve the stuff. And they are using AeroPresses to make it.
I bet they are.
And okay, I'd never seen that. I'm like, this expensive coffee. In Panama, it was $12 a cup.
Yeah.
This is when a regular cup of coffee down there would have been 25 cents a cup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're using this plastic thing to make this coffee, and we drank it. It was the best coffee in the world. And we brought back as much as we could afford and carry. And
It's essentially a French press that is instead a large syringe
it's like a pressurized French
or
press.
penis pump.
Yeah.
It's whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah.
choose, but it improves the French press
Yeah.
experience.
And it's made of this like high impact plastic. You can travel with it.
and
it
it's the
just-
same makers as the Aerobee. Did you know
The
that?
Aerobee, yeah.
Yeah.
When I found that out, I lost my shit.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
that
have
frisbee thing that goes like a
the
mile.
ring. Yeah. I have like 10 AeroPresses. They've been sponsoring my show for a long time, but I used it.
There you go.
way before that.
There's your Make Good AeroPress. We love you.
Cross show
I made-
endorsement, yo.
I made my first coffee, and I was up for 48 hours straight. And I drink
And
a lot of
humping a
coffee.
manatee statue.
And by the way, and I got so excited. I was like, yes, there's something better now.
It's heroin coffee. But what you do is if you want it to be less strong, you just add the hot water because you're making like an Americano.
Yeah, I get
so
it.
you add 25% more.
I did that, and I still had the experience. It was nuts. Anyways,
Yeah.
go to aeropress.com/spike911. Not Spike. Spike911. Aeropress.com/Spike911. You're going to get 20% off your AeroPress right there. The aeropress.com/Spike911 to save 20% off. aeropress.com/Spike911. We ship to the U.S. and over 60 countries around the world. And we thank AeroPress for sponsoring our show. There it is. All right. It's time for listener grievances for the Festivus show. This is an amazing
I
cigar.
think these are
Tucker.
real. They're very, very
Oh, it's
nice.
real. I'm
Well,
getting
you-
nuts. I can hear it. I'm
You
dizzy.
said if it's real, you're going to get a little high. And I think you're right.
I've got a lot of problems with you people. And now you're going to hear about it. Here we go. Into the 200. Sunroof Delete. His grievance? The significant increase in paint to sample pricing. Yes,
Yep.
right? Porsche was up
What
over.
did they increase it to?
I thought I saw that it was 10 or 11. Am I wrong about that,
Oh, it was
Zuckerman?
like 12 last year.
It
never
used to be that.
Well, okay, but things get more expensive. But like it was, it was.
I
not
think
like
I
has it
think
gone up
I
since last year?
believe my first paint to sample was at like $1,200 extra
What
on my
year are we talking
C2S,
about?
on my 98 C2S.
Yeah, well, that's in the 90s.
Yeah. So you don't agree with this grievance, Zuckerman?
No, I just questioned the facts on which it's based. I didn't know if
it is significantly more expensive all of a sudden. I think they've done that to kind of tamp down the interest in it.
And they
because it's
also
slowing
they
things
tamp down, but they also notice something's popular. Jack the price up.
Let's get the money. Bill Cott.
that orange truck I'm driving outside is $112,000.
Wow.
For a Ford truck. This says PTS is $12,830. PTS Plus is $22,000.
Oh, 22, yeah.
That's where you bring them a paint chip, but that's because they paint a practice car.
Yeah.
So
And then there are the really special colors
The
that are over
chroma flare.
that are over $100,000.
Is it worth that money?
no, of course not.
No.
Did you get the Canepa email today? He's got a Chroma Flare GT2 RS, the new arrivals. Canepa
greedy
email.
Bruce.
The paint was $130,000.
There you go.
Wow. Wow.
It looks
First rain, it melts right off.
This is why, we did talk to someone who is talking to Edwin Castro, and this is why we need him here, because we can get him to buy that car for us.
Yes.
All right, Bill Cott. You know who Bill Cott is? Bill Cott, cast member from the Dana Carvey Show back at ABC. Very funny actor.
Oh.
And we love Bill Cott. Here's his gripe. He goes, I want to gripe about Elon Musk taking away my blue check mark. That's his grievance. Well, Bill, you're supposed to leave the site. Threads. We're all on Threads having a nice time. Don't even worry about your check mark. Your check mark is safe on Threads. Get off Twitter before you go down with Twitter. It's Twitter has to be close to being dead at this point, right?
It's getting there. I have left Twitter.
Yeah, me too.
I left Twitter like a couple weeks
for
ago.
a while. We're all Twitter sober, as we say.
How to destroy $40 billion.
There's so many more fun ways than that.
Yeah.
Strap Habit says drivers with inconsistent speed on the highway blocking the left lane, yes,
Yeah.
then speed up with you to try to get around them. You get to keep passing. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That needs to be banned and outlawed.
Yes.
I once rode on a press launch with someone who did that.
Oh.
The Lexus RCF press launch in like 20, I don't know, whatever it was, 12. I rode with a Mexican radio host and who drove like that. It was fucking insane.
Mark Lyle Douglas, who is a producer on our favorite show, The Tightest Welliver Hit, Bosch. Any driver of a modern vehicle that obviously has Bluetooth, instead they drive with one hand on the wheel and one holding their stupid phone sideways to their face to use it as a speakerphone. Now, Mark, I notice this a lot too. Women are doing that to keep the makeup off their face. I can't explain the Bluetooth piece of it, but when I said, why do I see a bunch of women holding their phone in front? And Eric said, obviously, so you don't smear your makeup on your phone.
Oh, you're so dumb.
Yes, I am
You ever
dumb.
see someone
I am dumb.
FaceTiming while driving? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, Mark, we have just the problem of phone in cars right now, people dying. When I'm governor Ferriston, which is it's getting close, that's the first thing I'm going to be doing.
Last week, I'm
Public hangings of people who are using their phone in the car.
week, I'm in Florida. And I'm driving down 95, which is like the devil's highway between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. We pass a giant RV, one of them like Prevost deals.
Right.
Tour bus more than an RV. And I look up and the driver has his elbows on the wheel like this. And his hands are just holding his phone like a movie theater. And he's just driving just like this. And I'm just like, please.
We
please
had a
kill me.
case where a defendant was watching The Departed while driving.
That's cool.
Yeah, we did.
I love that.
Well, he had there was a cam. He was a commercial driver. There was a cam on him. You couldn't see what he was watching, but you could hear the dialogue. And my partner loves that movie, so he heard the dialogue. And he goes, "You were watching The Departed, weren't you?" And he goes, "I was." How did you know?
That guy's cool.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't hang that guy publicly. I'd go, all right, this time, because it's such a good movie.
So back in the day in college, I had TVs in the truck. I had a Mercury Mountaineer, and I had 7 TVs in it, including the flip out on the dash. And I had a DVD player. This was 2003. And I drove cross country, the whole country. I watched an entire season of The Sopranos.
Wow. That's cool. I like that.
It was good because you could really just listen to. You didn't need to watch it. You just could hear the.
So I think we're rephrasing. If you have good taste in content,
Yes.
we're okay with you looking at your phone. When you
And lots of insurance.
G. Rocco is saying, spoke. I guess he means me, Spike. enough with the tennis talk. That's valid. And stop cutting Johnny off. I want to hear his stories. Zuckerman?
Shut up, Lieberman.
Shut up, Lieberman. You're going to love our new segment, Mr. Rocco. Shut up, Lieberman.
We created it just for you, Mr. Rocco.
I responded to this one personally. I said, and it just said this, said in Saturday TV Funhouse voice, let go of my show. Do you remember how Lorne Michaels would say, let go of my show? I say that to all listeners that try to tell me how to do my show. You do it on your show with Johnny Lieberman. I'm going to do what I want. That's the whole point of a podcast, is so I can do what I want. Don't you know anything? Anthony Day, people that treat their dogs like children. Well, that would be Zuckerman.
Yep.
That
It's
would be
a weird
Zuckerman.
dog, dude.
Yeah.
This dog just chewed on the armrest of this metal couch for about 45 minutes.
Oh, you don't know the history of this dog?
Does it have mental illness?
No, but it started eating a plant during a podcast, and then it chews on metal. It eats things. It had a horrible thing happen where it had to wear a diaper for a little while.
Oh no, poor guy.
Yeah, it's the gross four-legged beast that we all love, but the grossness is amped up on this dog, and that's what makes Rufus the greatest dog ever, I think.
Quality dog.
Quality dog. Nothing about Rufus makes sense. Looks like a boy dog, but is a girl dog. Like it's like a bearded, like ZZ Top guitarist. And they go, it's a girl? It's named after a guy.
It's
Yeah. Gender fluid.
Is gender fluid.
I mean, my girl cat is named after a man, but the man's name was Nicky. So you could kind of go.
It passes.
It ping pongs a little bit.
Okay. Automotive omnivore. Key fobs. Back in my day, we had metal keys and we liked it. The car even had a handy place to store the key right there in the ignition switch. They're gone. That is his grievance. I don't know. I'm driving a car that's got a little key fob on it right now, the GT4 RS, and it goes into the little
I'll take a
slot.
key fob over the cell phone as a key. The cell phone as a key, too many points of failure. Not into that. Fobs,
I love it.
Pretty reliable.
I mean, the Tesla, I love that functionality. I love it. But it doesn't give me the happiness of a key fob, like a vintage key fob.
My Spider's, you got to put the key in and turn it. I don't have keyless start in mine.
You know, any of the old stuff like the Zagato, that antique key pouch. I just drove that car. I moved it back into Santa Monica. When I found the key, I remembered the pouch. I was so happy. I was so happy.
I appreciate keys. I like on the 53 or the 51, I put the key in, I turn it, and on the other side of the steering column is the starter button.
Oh, that's
so on
good.
opposite sides, so you got two functions. On that BMW 3.0 CSI, it's got the CSI is a very heavy key, and it's the one that's got the little round, instead of cut teeth, it's got little round circles on it.
Cool.
And so very early version of that. Yeah.
That's rad. That's very cool.
Yeah.
My Lamborghini key looks like it opens a master lock. It is the puniest little garbage key.
EFUs the third from Central Oregon. We now have roundabouts and nobody knows how to use them. I give them the signal. He shows a middle finger when they don't signal their exit. We have these here in LA and people don't know how to use them. You know, the ones down in Santa Monica right there, you can get into one and someone just comes smashing into you. They don't understand if you're in there first, you have the right of way.
Yeah.
But
that's the only thing English people can do right.
Why do we have the roundabout anyways? It seems like it's
supposed to speed up the four-way stop signs. It's supposed to keep the speed low, but get traffic through faster.
Yeah. I was almost taken out.
And in countries where they have a lot of them, it works really well.
You have to have a lot of brains.
I once drove, last summer, I drove a Lotus across England, and I swear to God, I drove for 4 hours without stopping. Like, without stopping.
Wow,
nice. I was on
flow.
the highway, off the highway, but I kept moving. It was so delightful.
DNJ 917. The return of those self-absorbed baby on board decals in the rear window of everything.
Yeah.
We need a Zuckerman on board instead. That's not the one I've been noticing.
The family, the stick figure family.
That's
ones
not
are
the one
way
I've been
worse.
noticing. There's a new one. Be patient. New driver on board. Have you guys seen those? This is the new one.
Man,
New
fuck
driver.
those people. Yeah.
I like that idea because it actually calms me down if I see
Wait
it,
a second.
the guy-
You're not the kind of person, like lots of people I know, including myself, that when they see the student driver, they they fuck around with that.
I definitely do that.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I'm
what I
come
was
up
thinking.
quick, cut in.
I just made a move
We're
on one in
helping.
Miami 2 weeks ago. It
Yeah,
was
we got to help
brutal.
those people learn how to.
You got to learn. Life comes at you fast.
Jack is learning how to drive now. We were driving today. He's got the Subaru Crosstrek, and we take him out. He takes his lessons from his coach or whatever, and then I'm driving with him all the time. And when we're in the car, I go, look, when you're driving at this speed in this lane, there are going to be drivers like me who are going to do this. Everything I'm saying is, yeah, there'll be people who run the stop sign like me, and or if somebody gets aggressive like I do, and he's just looking over going, why is this guy teaching me how to drive? He goes, you have no useful experience. I go, I'm just telling you, you're going to encounter people like me. Or Zuckerman, your name comes up a lot. Just pull over to the side and let them go by. Don't challenge people like me.
That's so funny.
And I'm learning a lot about myself. I am
Driving
world's
stick yet.
Yeah, he knew how to drive a stick when he was
Okay,
12.
all right.
He learned on the Volkswagen Beetle.
No,
That's
good-
what he
that's a
did.
good car for that.
And they went to racing school. He flies a plane. He has admitted
Nothing to do
though.
with driving stick.
He admitted that driving was harder in LA than flying, and I totally get that.
Respect.
You're up in the plane. There's nobody around you. It's insane.
There's no asshole tailgating.
There's no you.
flashing you with lights.
What if I ran out of missiles and switched to guns?
What's this guy doing? That's just Zuckerman. Just let him go by.
Just let him fly past.
Let him fly
you.
past you.
Fucking guy in this blue old Porsche is right up my ass.
Yeah. What,
Only
and
got 45 horsepower and he's tailgating.
the number of times I've said, "Don't do what I do." Yeah, I really am not the good teacher, and I'm admitting it. I say, "Look, I'm not the best driving teacher, so I know you don't like this." But I do. I knew. We were behind our UPS guy was behind us, and he was up Jack's ass on the car. And I said, "I know him. Hold on, pull
If
over."
you're getting smoked by a Grumman,
And he goes, "Why do you want me to stop?" I go, "Stop it." He doesn't know it's me. I'm going to get out of the car. And I jump out of the car, and then I see him get afraid, and then he realizes it's me, and he laughs. He goes, "Oh, I thought this guy was going to come out and beat the shit out of me." And
out of context too, you're not at your house.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
eating a package. That's a
and he's
risky
laughing.
move.
I go, "No, it's even better. It's your Christmas tip." And I gave him some money, and I said, "Just don't tell my wife there's no card." And he's laughing, and he goes, "You teaching Jack how to drive?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Good luck." He goes, "But give him this one tip that all the UPS drivers know. The one tip." And I said, "I want to hear the one tip. We all have the one tip. What's your one tip?" He goes, "Okay, I have 6 kids. I've trained everyone to drive. They've all thanked me at some point that they didn't die because of this tip. If you're the first at the light on a busy road,
Check both ways.
it goes green. No, count to 3. Say in your head 1, 2, 3, and then go." And he said his daughter just called him last week. She's 20 now. And it was that time. She counted to 3, and on 2, a car went through at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Boom! Just right through, just like that.
Yeah, that's a
there it
good
is.
tip. Good. That's a good tip.
And it's costing me money.
And Scuzz gave me that tip when I was a kid, my friend in high school, because I rode motorcycles when I was young. And he said, "You're going to die in an intersection. It's always the same." Leno's one tip, of course: never get on a motorcycle when you're late. These
Oh,
are.
that is a good
Yep.
fucking tip.
It's a good tip.
Yeah.
This is why we're alive.
That's a good one. What's your? Do you have one?
Alert and aware at all times.
Yeah, I mean,
I think intersections are the most. That's the most important one. This you're gonna get hurt in an
Especially
intersection. Just open your eyes, even if the
Read
light's
the
green.
road.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. D-Wog Burn. This is the best Festivus ever. Trading Farah for Lieberman. No more 10-minute Elon rants every time someone says Tesla or Tesla. I don't even know what the complaint is here. Is he happy that you're here, or is he not?
No, he's
I don't
happy.
know. I think he's not, but I think he thinks
Okay.
I'm Johnny.
I don't know.
really how that works. But
How do
I
you
didn't-
say Tesla?
Not with a Z.
Yes. Okay. Good. Right. It's a guy. Cartoon says more tennis talk. See, you can't make anybody happy. Jay Guidara. Never mind. Johnny's cooler than everybody. Okay. Wow, Johnny's really
another reptile guy.
Is that a grievance? I thought these were grievances.
These are supposed to be grievances.
Supposed to be grievances. These don't sound like grievances.
No, they're questions. Louis Masterson wants to know what we're smoking, and this isn't what this is about. Okay, the Octane Addict. People who park next to you in an empty car park.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yep.
Good one.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's real bad. Yeah. I don't like it, and it needs to. What do you do about it? I mean, I've actually, if
you
I'm
ever
still in the
gone and moved
car,
your car?
yeah, I get out and I move,
Yeah.
and then I look at the person like, "What is wrong with you?"
I was hanging out with somebody the other day, someone you guys know who did that. Left the table. We were having breakfast and left the table to move his car because someone parked next to him.
Yeah, we used to do that at Bill's.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, there's a Porsche show tomorrow out at the Peterson. Are you going to that? The Porsche.
The show that I was supposed to have at my place tomorrow morning got moved to another place in Orange County.
You're going to that.
I'm committed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think I'm persona non grata at the Peterson right now.
I guess I am too. I didn't know he invited me.
Me neither.
Why? What did you do?
Oh, let's hear.
He doesn't want to say. What is your grievance against the Peterson
No,
Museum?
I don't have a.
What is their grievance against you?
Okay, good.
Their grievance against me is probably how I responded to one of their marketing emails.
Why?
I'll tell you later. We don't
right.
need to talk about it.
We love the Peterson. We love Bruce Meyer and those guys. They're friends of the show. So next time, invite us. We'll come. We'll come to your show. Christian Godby says he's tired of internet car enthusiasts who mock people for wanting to drive regular cars.
Sure.
Yes, I think your Nissan GTR is cool, but I like my 9 to 5 car. Look, Christian, that's not what I see more often than not. I see people get mad for us about talking about nice cars. I think it's the inverse, you know. And we talked a little bit about this.
People in their 20s that don't understand the concept of a daily driver.
Right.
But once you hit 35 or so, a daily driver makes a lot of sense. And then you get rich enough where you want to be like, you know what, I'm just driving the dope shit all the time.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a Zuckerman.
Because I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody thinks.
Because life is short. Yeah.
Books due back at the library any minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it.
But the Spike's Car Radio point of view on any of these cars is if you love it, then fantastic. We're happy for you. That's what we're all about, is finding something you love at any price point that you love to drive. That's what we think.
Did you drive the new Prius yet?
No.
You should. It's sweet. I swear to God.
I was complaining about it being the car of the year. Drive picked it as the car
pretty
of the year.
cool, man.
I'm sure it is.
I had him for vacation in Florida. I requested it, and it was really nice.
I've owned Priuses.
I
They're
enjoyed
great.
it a lot,
I love
yeah.
them. They're fantastic. There's no excitement for me on that.
No, they're not exciting at all, but they're absolutely lovely. If
They
what you
are.
want
They're
is just
great.
a car, it is the best car.
I remember when the kids were young, I took my wife's Prius, and we had bought a kid a battery-powered something or other, giant police car.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, the Toys R Us, it's not going to fit in a Prius. And I go, oh, yeah, watch this. Open the hatch, it went in. He goes, oh, my God.
Yeah, great
I go, this is a great car, but it's not car of the year. Petra and Gwen, I'd like to hear more about Johnny's new car investment company launching just as the car market is crashing. That's not a grievance. It's unfair, but we're excited for Johnny and his new company.
Is that a bit he did on the show, or is he actually?
No, he's part of some,
like a fund?
like a Masterworks fund.
Yeah, like a fund for
Instead of
cars?
carving up paintings.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
carve up cars.
Yeah, like a Ponzi scheme. Final destination.
Look,
and then one of those cars is prison.
I understand why that business would sound appealing
Yeah.
at first, but at the same time, for me, what is the point of investing in a car if you don't get to drive the
Making
car?
money is the idea.
I guess, but you can make more money in almost anything else with a better, more consistent return.
Not if you had bought a Carrera GT 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You'd be making some serious dough. Some cars, if you buy right, are going up. We make money on cars all the time. Look what I just did with the Volkswagen Beetle.
But you don't have, but if you're in this fund, you don't have control of when it sells.
No, but you have the choice, I believe, and I don't know, nor am I recommending that anyone do this. You have the choice of investing in the cars you believe work. And I mean, we have a nation of gamblers right now. They love to gamble. Everyone loves to gamble.
Yeah. I just like,
This is
you
just
can
another
buy
way to do
a
it.
car that could go up in value for very little money and enjoy that car in the meantime.
But
if you buy an E30 for $10,000 and you keep it nice, you could make some money on it, and you could enjoy it.
Think about it this way. You can buy crypto, you can buy stocks, or why not buy something fun, cars?
Right.
That's all this is. That's all it is.
I
It's not
believe
about-
in buying things that are fun, but when it comes to making money, and I'm not commenting on Johnny's business and whether this
yeah.
But I kid about him going to prison, even though I wish he does. I hope he does, but not for this reason. But
I'm kidding, even though I hope he does.
Yeah.
What is that statement? I'm joking, even though I wish that he did.
But
That's not a joke, then.
The maintenance, the upkeep,
That's an actual wish. You really want him to go to prison? Go ahead. Sorry. Yes. Be clear.
Okay. We don't want him to go to just jail. Okay. Anyway, you got to. Jail's only up to a year. Prison's is longer than a year. So to be specific,
county, not state.
Yes, but you got to warehouse it.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it clean. You got to keep it maintained. It's not just buying it and then there's just pure appreciation. There is a lot of
But
money
they do all that for you. I guess it's part of the fun.
Without knowing any specifics, I would guess that comes out of some sort of management fee.
Of course.
Yeah.
Without knowing anything about this company, let's keep talking about it.
Our favorite
let's
thing to
keep
do.
pontificating about the thing we don't know anything about.
Contempt
Let's move
prior
on.
to investigation's my favorite.
Unloved 9/11.
position.
Unloved 9/11 feels just like Matt Farah. Can we please stop with the Christmas trees on 9/11s and other exotic cars? That bit is done and dusted. Yes.
Yeah.
Come up with new material.
Yeah.
It stinks.
I think Unloved 9/11. I think
stinks.
Unloved 9/11 is Jerry Seinfeld.
It stinks.
It stinks.
It's stupid.
You know who's really doing it now? It's businesses that are doing it.
Yeah.
It's tuning shops and whatever. You know, the social media kid for the tuning shop. That's who's doing it.
Eli Wankenobi. Eli Wankenobi. Eli Wankenobi. People who, when boarding a plane, take forever to put their bag in the overhead with no consideration.
Line humper.
No, those are called airline. I can't remember. I read the term lice, like gate lice. They call them. Fiddling with getting their magazine out or packing the jacket. Why are they doing it at their worst possible time?
Oh, dude,
There's so
check
much
this out. Finland, Finnair from Helsinki to Kattila had jetways at the front and the back, and they boarded from the ends to the middle. It was spectacular.
Efficient.
15 minutes done. We were out in a snowstorm. It was awesome.
Bam Bam 13. You guys, how can you reconcile owning Porsche and ignore their actual heritage is wild, especially the Taproot guy being so awesome.
We like the heritage. We acknowledge it and embrace it. To the victor goes the spoils. We like this.
As far as I know, I think if you go back long enough in any of our families, there are horrible people who did horrible things. So you got to stop.
We like the cars. We like that he was a Nazi. Okay, let's,
I didn't. No, I'm not going to say that I liked he was a Nazi. I'm not going to say that. But I would say I've met the current Porsche family, and they're very nice people.
Yeah.
They're not Nazis.
Nobody
They're good.
is still alive
Yes.
that was involved in any of that.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
there's nobody left. They're like, we have, you know where we have Nazis working in our F-150 plant in fucking Detroit. You know, they're building BMWs in South Carolina right now. Like, that's where there's Nazis.
Lemon Shark 996. People who bounce through life in an overly optimistic, everything is going to be fine bubble of non-reality, while the rest of us in the real world work diligently to make things fine. He doesn't like optimistic people.
How are those people doing? Are they doing all right? Are they?
I don't know. He doesn't like happy, optimistic people. Why, that's the best way to go through life.
My buddy who's running that iguana joint down in Florida, he exited the system. He lived in L.A. He was on the grind. He was working. He was living in a shitty apartment.
Yep.
Why? So he could go fishing and shit all day.
Yes.
Exited the system, moved to fucking Florida. He's now a fishing and diving guide. He makes no money. He's the happiest person I know by a lot.
Do you think it's the iguana genocide he's engaging in that makes him happy? Is that what it is? Or does at some point at night the iguana dreams become so much he has to take his air gun and blow his brains out?
He just bounces off his forehead.
Let's say we're wrong and there is an afterlife. And he does meet St. Peter and he's standing there with an iguana when he walks up and he goes, hey, I want you to talk to this guy, not me. Talk to him. He's got something to say to you.
The murder of 75,000 iguanas.
Well, the Florida said it was okay. Oh, Florida said it was okay.
I was just following orders.
Just following orders, huh? Yeah, that's right. It's just following orders. The iguana has something he wants to tell you. Here's a ticket down to hell, motherfucker. And I'm taking you
There's
there.
just a Wembley stadium of iguanas.
You're going to be judged in this stadium of iguanas. If they say you're cool.
Iguana Safari Tours on Instagram. Shout out to them.
If there was a religion based on iguanas, I'd be in. That'd be fun. I'd go to that ceremony. That'd be all right.
I'd be
What's that?
praying to the head iguana.
Praying to the iguana head. Why is that different than any other organized religion? I don't know.
It's exactly the same.
Our Father, who art an iguana.
It's hard to shoot those things. They're small, and the
scurry.
boat is rocking. You know, you're all standing on a boat. It's moving. It's hard.
That's a good time. Everything said about Florida has made me really optimistic about my retirement in Florida.
Better
Man,
than Pennsylvania.
We went to the Keys.
No, the Keys are beautiful. I fished down there,
people
yeah.
that were just running from anything, and were the happiest people I've ever seen. They're just sitting on a sandbar.
I've
with
said
their
it many
dogs and their
times.
boat.
I'm going to put on 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to start smoking cigarettes again.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a marina of some kind.
Yep.
And then I'm going to let people run drugs through it and then look the other way.
The Keys is a Jimmy Buffett song. Everything
Yes.
about it is a Jimmy Buffett
Yes.
song. It's fantastic.
Christopher Grimes, please bring back Porsche 991.2 door handles for all the 911s. I hate the pop-out handle.
ST's got them.
It does?
Yeah, the ST has the old handles.
Have you driven the ST?
No, but I'm getting to drive one in a month.
Yeah.
They finally have a West Coast press car.
They do?
Yeah, they just did the launch in Sonoma.
Who's this, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
That's who I was just with in Finland, driving the electric 1,000 horsepower Cayman race car on the ice track.
Oh. Yeah, Johnny drove that too. He said it was great.
He drove it on a real track. I drove it on the ice track in
Wow.
north of the Arctic Circle. It was
That's
cool.
really cool. I'm trying to form my opinion now that all the reviews of the ST are out. A little of it has frightened me that it could be a GT3 RS Touring, but then when I talk to like Bassam,
they had a GT3.
they say this is the most outstanding 911 they've ever driven.
Yeah, they said it's
So
it's
exciting.
from everyone I know who knows anything, just says it's the best.
Yeah.
If you can, you should.
I just want to be. We're getting one. We're
Good.
We've got one.
Great.
Coming.
Get it.
We want it.
Take
we
it.
just want it to be streetable, as streetable as the GT4 RS.
It's supposed to be a street car. I mean, it's designed to be a street car. Porsche is not letting
a manual transmission only, right?
Yeah, and
Fantastic.
Porsche's not letting people put it on the track because it's a street car.
Good.
It's because it's just not supposed to be on the track. Like they're not afraid of cars going on the track. I've taken their cars on the
So
track.
ultimately, Sport Classic or ST?
For me, ST, but like I can say that without driving it yet. But from what Zach said, Zach went on the launch in Italy and came back and he was like, "This is amazing. You should get one." And then I called about an allocation and got laughed at.
Really?
Yeah, openly laughed at.
Really?
Yeah, that happens to everybody. Which brings us to our next grievance, the desert sled. Car dealers. I'm so sick of salesmen getting me all amped up for my brand new car only to have the finance manager tell me how big of a piece of shit this car is and I better buy a ton of ridiculous coverage. Make the buying experience better. This was Toyota, but also you could say
Any of them.
any of them,
I mean, it's
you know,
all- it's all the same.
you've got all these fans that are calling and hoping that they can get an allocation for one of these cars. Be nice to them.
Yeah.
You know, they won't laugh at you if you call Clearwater Porsche, but some of these other places will. They'll.
When I say I mean I joked that I got laughed at, but I do have a very good relationship with my dealer, and like he's actually a friend, even more so than just being. But like he laughed at me in a way. That
I
was
know,
just
but
like, not happening, bro.
Ask him how many calls he got about STs. He's going to say about 50. So is he still laughing? Why is he still laughing at people? He should be saying,
I
"Look,
don't think
man."
he's laughing at people. He was laughing at me because I'm a friend. I hope he's not laughing.
No, they all. No, I've
His
heard.
reviews are
I've
very good
heard
on
dealers.
Google.
This is what they say all the time. The dealer laughed at me. The dealer laughed at me. No, they should not. They should sympathize with you.
Yeah.
They should say, "Look, man, I get it.
Yeah.
These things are unbelievable, and they create desire and love and lust. And I'm sorry, I can't be the one to fix it.
Yeah.
But maybe we could sell you a box, dude. Something nice.
Just send us your money.
Send us-
We have an investment fund.
I can send you a share.
Yeah, send me
I'm
more.
going to send you a 100th share of a thing. Just give me $4,500 and you can buy 1/100th of this
Mr.
car.
Lolo has got my grievance. This is my grievance, and I didn't know it was my grievance. And this is Mr. Lolo 75's grievance. Prius drivers who drive 5 miles an hour under the speed limit everywhere in the city that he lives. That is the gig driver.
Yeah.
The gig driver.
Efficiency.
The gig drivers are everywhere in LA right now. They work hard. You know, it's kind of a bummer of a job, and I get that, and I sympathize with you. But you got to drive better. It's enough with the stupid U-turns. If you're lost in the neighborhood, pull over.
This was like
I'm almost crashing into them every day.
Remember when they made Ubers and stuff require to have the sticker
Yeah.
on because they looked like regular cars but drove like cabs,
Right.
And it was fucking people all up. Now they make them. You should have to have a DoorDash sticker on your shit.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's why there's so much bad driving because they don't know where they are delivering crap.
And
to
they're
people.
looking at the navigation.
Yes, that's right. And it's it's an unregulated, horrible situation. So we sympathize with you guys, but you got to. We look to the UPS drivers.
They got
They don't have AC. They were featured in our Leno video. They're great guys.
doors open
and they
with
drive
the shorts. They're looking good.
they're polite and they get out of the way. They realize they're drive like a UPS driver. Drive like Johnny, my mailman, who I love.
The UPS
doesn't
guys,
matter where
they mob those trucks. They run them hard. They
No.
put them away wet. They run them hard.
Who's the foreign delivery place? The yellow and red truck?
DHL. Oh, they whip.
DHL.
Yeah. They import their drivers from Italy. They don't give
Hold
a
on.
fuck.
FedEx, UPS, respectful in the neighborhood. DHL, run for your lives.
No, they're moving international
run
units.
for your goddamn lives. I hear, "Rob!"
This is the tip. This is the
this
tip.
is your
One.
Yeah, it's like, "Rob!" Like, what is that? Like, run! It's the DHL guy! Ah! Like, just leaning out the window with like a crazy look on his face. I'm like, what? They must give that guy like an hour to deliver 1,000 packages.
Dude, the airline lost my bag because I had a 50-minute layover at Charles de Gaulle, which was almost unmakeable. But they lost my bag. They delivered it today, like 2 days later, in this giant box truck by a guy who looked like he was freaking out about the world.
Wow.
Shout out to Jaime.
Shot out to Jaime. Zuckerman, I'm going to play your outro song here.
Are we done?
This is, Zuckerman said, this is our Festivus song. It's Hymn 43 from Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
It's jamming right now. Well, that's our Festivus show, ladies and gentlemen. We wish you a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. We hope that you get out and drive your cars like we did. It was 80 today here in LA. 80. Yeah. 80. I played tennis. Then I drove the GT3 RS. I mean GT4 RS. Then we rode Surons. We really do wish you have a happy Christmas. And we're going to do another year of shows. There's a big announcement. We're not going to quit. Matt, thank you for showing up.
Thanks for having me.
Catch up with Matt on the Smoking Tire and check out his new video with Jason Camisa.
Yeah.
Some legit drama, some guys making it right. Zuckerman, you have anything you want to promote?
You know what? I just want to give a shout out to a guy named Dylan in San Diego who happened to ask an attorney friend of mine if he knew that guy up in Los Angeles. Zuckerman has a podcast. Just nice to hear that you got a fan somewhere.
There you go.
Oh, and if you work at Musso and Frank's, get at us.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, we got to turn the music down.
How about the one with the bourbon with that kind of memory? Is what I'm talking about.
That's right. The drunk guy remembered what we were supposed to remember. We're dying to get back into Musso and Frank's. We went there during the Rolls Royce show, right? Listening to Riff Raff in our Rolls Royce. And we met a waiter there who is a fan of the show. And the food was so bloody good, we were all trying to get back in the next week. There were no reservations. And we forgot the guy's name. And he's a listener, so DM us on Instagram. But know that we're going to ask you for special treatment.
And we're
We're
gonna
going to
take care
record a
of you.
show
Wait.
while eating the steaks.
We did that,
in
yeah.
the corner booth.
Yeah,
But
we'll
we're
do-
going
And
to
we're
do it
gonna give
again.
you money.
But now we're going to give you a tip,
All
whatever
right.
your name is, waiter at Musso and Frank.
There you go. Here's Jethro Tull to close you out.
Thanks for listening to Spike's Car Radio. Listen to new episodes every Wednesday and be sure to subscribe. Now, I'm gonna take a nap.